This is episode 59, Turn Experience into Wisdom, with these 3 wise questions. Welcome to Alive by Design. My name is Blake Mallon, and we're here to bring you inspiring people, principles, and practices to help you wake up, move toward your meant to, and feel fully alive. Open your mind and let's dive in. Hey guys, before you listen to the podcast, I just want to drop in and say I appreciate you for being here, and I'm super excited about this new Walk With Me series. These are solo episodes where I take some time in the middle of my morning run through the Santa Monica Mountains to share some inspired ideas and thoughts on my mind and heart. If you want to join me for any of these conversations live, you can catch me many mornings on my Facebook page, facebook.com/blakemallon.page. Would love to see you there. Love you guys. Enjoy the episode. Walk with me for a few minutes. So was out in Kentucky working at our office last week. A lot of exciting things going on. Super inspired for what's to come in 2021. And had a chance to meet with a bunch of my business partners in person, which was weird in this time, considering so much of this year has all been virtual and Zoom, and we found ourselves at dinner after a long day of meetings, slipping into a conversation about experience and wisdom, and how the two not only are tied, but how valuable experience plus wisdom are in not just business, but all areas of our life and anywhere we want to go and grow. And I want to talk about those concepts this morning with all of you. And one of my partners put it in a really simple story. He's from Texas. I find Texans have a way to put complex concepts into simplicity. And he's like, Blake, I can sum up wisdom and the value of experience in a simple story. It's like, imagine there's a long dirt road full of potholes, like giant potholes all over the place. And you have somebody that's never driven down that road before. They can drive as slow as they want, but sure thing, they're gonna hit a bunch of those potholes. But if you find somebody that's driven that exact same road over 1,000 times, every day, all their life, sure enough, they could probably crank that thing up and fly as fast as they want through the same road and avoid every pothole. And he said, Blake, that's the value of experience that creates wisdom. And I want to talk about what that means and a simple system on how we can put intention behind the experience we have to turn it in to wisdom that can allow us to not only avoid all the potholes that may be coming in our business and our life, but put us on the speed, the trajectory, the velocity that we want to drive forward at. So experience and wisdom. I think the first thing that I want to acknowledge is that experience alone will not guarantee wisdom. In other words, wisdom is not automatic, as much as we might hope that to be the case. You know, we say we can't and shouldn't live in our past. And I agree with that. We shouldn't spend time living in our past, looking backward. However, we better spend the time to learn from our past. Because if we don't learn from our past, we're going to end up reliving many of the hard lessons over and over and over again in our future. And that's what I mean by experience does not guarantee wisdom. And I'm sure all of us can relate. Let's be honest. Be honest. How many of you have had an experience that gave you a hard lesson that you failed to stop in that moment or after and really learn? And somehow the world, the universe, God, whatever your belief system is, had a crafty way of inserting that same lesson in front of you again, and maybe again, and maybe again. Hey, some of us are slow, right? I've been there. How many of you have had that experience that if we don't learn the lesson we live, we relive that lesson? So that's what I mean, that experience alone does not equal wisdom. That's why age alone does not equal wisdom. I'll meet people that have, yes, less years on the planet, but might have more wisdom because they've gathered the experience, learned from the experience, and are applying those lessons every single day. Where I'll meet other people that might have more years on this planet, but less wisdom, even though they have the opportunity maybe to have had more experience. Maybe they didn't take the action at rapid of a pace, or they didn't extract the lessons. So maybe they're stuck reliving over and over and over again. I think all of us can agree. We want to be the people that get the experience, capture the lessons, gain the wisdom, and grow and progress. How many of you guys want to be that person? Give me some feedback and some comments below if that's you. So yes, we don't live in the past, but we must learn from the past so that we don't relive the past, and that our time can be well spent on a trajectory of growth, a trajectory of becoming, right, who we're really meant to, of moving toward our potential, of rising to make the impact that we're all capable of making. And that only comes with this bridge of experience to wisdom applied to our future. So let me give you a really simple system. This was actually passed on to me by one of my mentors a little while ago. Different individual than told me the pothole story, but connected nonetheless. And he gave it to me in a framework of 3 questions. Okay, you're going to want to write these down. Super simple to remember, but highly effective in helping us extract the wisdom from our experience of the past. Okay, so if you're ready, say I'm ready. I'll give you 3 simple questions, simple framework, and this will help you with the looking back process, okay, the review process. So question number 1, what would you do different? What would you do different? Whenever you go through a certain moment or a certain phase or a certain season in life, you should ask yourself, what would you do different? And I'm not talking about just the lessons that you might say, oh man, right, that didn't work out as planned. I'm talking about every phase, every moment, every season. Sometimes you might have a victory or a win, but you should still go back and review, what would you do different? Sometimes you might have, right, a loss, you might have a fall, you might have a mistake. We all do. We need to go back and ask, what would I do different? Okay, not from a place of regret. That's not what this is about. This isn't about beating yourself up. This isn't about, making yourself, look down. This is about extracting a lesson so we can move forward. So the first question, looking back, well, what would I do different? And I urge you not just to ask that question and answer in your head, but once you get crystal clear on maybe what that lesson is, write it down, put it someplace, okay? Extract the principle. Now, the second question you got to follow up after you say, what would I do different, is this one. Why did I do that in the first place? Now, this is an important one because this isn't just what would I do different, right? And trying to change behavior. This is getting down to maybe some of the psychology, maybe some of the reasons underlying or beneath that's driving that action. Why did I do that in the first place? Was there a certain fear you were responding to, a certain concern you were reacting to, right? Was there something that you didn't know? Did an emotion get the best of you? Did you maybe bend some of your values or something you know to be true in that moment? But you got to ask that question, well, why did I do that in the first place? And those two guys get connected, right? What would I do different? But why did I do that in the first place? And now you're getting to the root behind maybe the action that you took or the action that you didn't take. And then the last question, right? I said there were three. So what would I do different? Why did I do that in the first place? And then the last question, and this is important, this is where we carry it forward. Am I making a similar mistake anywhere in my life right now? Am I making a similar mistake anywhere in my life right now? And that's a tough one, because that's the one where we start to realize, are we really learning from what we have been through and applying the wisdom to what we're doing today? Or are we maybe stuck in a cycle where we're being forced to relive the same lessons in a different way until we take the time to pause, extract that lesson, turn it into wisdom, and apply it in our life to create change? So that way we can move to the next level, to what is meant for us around the corner. We can rise. So those are the three questions, really simple questions. Write them down, right? But don't just write them down, apply them. Maybe apply them right now in some aspect behind you, right? Maybe you're looking at this year, right? Maybe something is top of mind or relevant for you this year, and you're looking back even on this year. Hey, what would I do different? Why did I do that in the first place? And am I making similar mistakes in my life right now that maybe I can change? And guys, those three questions are a great framework to take the experience we all have, because we all are gathering experience every single day, and turning it into a wisdom where we have a foundation to follow, a way to get better and better and better every single day. You guys, simple process. You know, in business, we constantly run a do, review, redo process, right? We do, we review, we redo. In business, I look at everything we're doing as a constant state of iteration, right? We're always, two businesses or two companies at the same time. The business we are today and the business we are becoming. The company we are today and the company we are becoming, right? We're always working both in the business and on the business. Otherwise, you will become irrelevant. And that's true in business, guys. But my point is that same perpetual iteration, constant improvement, pursuit of better. You guys, that's not just a business strategy. That's a life strategy. And that's what we're talking about here, is a framework that can allow us to constantly iterate, to perpetually become better, to continually improve, to do, review, redo. What would I do different? Why did I do that in the first place? Be honest and real with yourself. And is that lesson showing up again anywhere in my life right now? And if so, let's extract the wisdom. Let's apply it today. And the minute you apply, the minute you learn, I'm telling you, it's weird. It's weird. But that same lesson will stop showing up in your future. Now you can move on to bigger and better things and other challenges to solve. You guys, that's what it's all about. One more view from the top. I got to get down, finish my run. Gorgeous day. And thank you guys for walking with me today. That message was on my mind. It was on my heart. Hope some of you guys needed to hear that. And until next time, everybody stay safe, right? Stay sane, stay healthy out there. It's a crazy time. And make sure you apply the framework so we all can constantly continue to move, right? To our meant to who we're meant to be, to what we're meant to do, to the impact we're meant to make. By turning our experience into wisdom, we can apply to our own lives and the lives of people around us. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.
Hey guys, one last thing. I'm super excited that this new podcast, Alive by Design, just went live. You see, I designed the show to bring you inspired thoughts and fascinating conversations with the world's most impactful people, to provide transformative principles and practices to help you wake up, move toward your meant to, and feel fully alive. And I'd love for you to help me spread the word now. Simply subscribe, rate, and review the podcast on this platform right now. So if I've ever given you value, please do me this personal favor and go subscribe now. And if you found today's episode helpful in any way, make sure you share this with at least one friend today. You have the power right now to change someone's day. So send them a text message with a link to alivebydesign.com, or simply copy and paste the link right from this podcast platform. Who's one person you know right now that you want to see succeed, that you want to see grow, that you want to see feel more alive? Shoot them a text with your largest takeaway from today and be a light in their day. And if you were referred here by a friend, make sure you shoot them a text back and say thank you. I'd love to hear from you directly on what you got from today's podcast. So if you're up for it, drop by my Instagram @BlakeMallon and shoot me a DM. And as always, thank you for showing up. I'm grateful for you, and I hope our time together today in some small way helped you feel a little more alive. Until next time.